Good journey, everyone. Welcome to Space Oats Live, a Star Wars podcast. Just so you know, technical difficulties tonight. Lots of technical difficulties. Um, couldn't get my streaming platform working, so I'm going straight from YouTube tonight, and I don't know if this is going to work very well. I don't also know, but just like my computer is kind of getting messed up, sketchy, all that good stuff. So it's a little rough, but yeah. So we'll see how this goes. We'll see how this goes. Curious to see using it straight through. I've never done straight through YouTube before going live, so this will be different, and I hope it kind of works. I really would love to do this. I know my cameras. I didn't have a chance to hook up my camera. This is not a great uh camera that I want to use. Also, I have like literally my laptop on my lap, so if it's a little bit bouncy, I apologize for that. I'm gonna try not to be bouncy, and we're gonna try to get through this as much as we can. So just so that I can get through this, I'm gonna put on some Star Wars just because I got to. So let me throw on some Empire Strikes Back. How about that? That'll feel good doing that. Also, I was watching just before we get into all this, I was watching. Well, it came across my feed. I don't know, one of my social media feeds, but I came across a posting from Ashley Eckstein, and man, it got me because it was for Star Cruiser. It was kind of an anniversary last trip, I guess, that she did with Star Cruiser, which I was not there for that one. I was there when Ashley did a couple of her other cruises, but I was not there for that last cruise, and but she did a little shout out to the crew members of the Halcyon, and yeah, it got me a little bit. So thank you, Ashley, for doing that. Remembering the Halcyon, remembering Star Cruiser, something that should not have gone away. So we definitely had that one leave us a little bit too soon. If Yeah, so but speaking of the Halcyon as well, we'll talk about something that I just found out today, um, that involves DragonCon, so which I'm going to next week. So um, yeah, it'll be my first DragonCon, first visit there in Atlanta to that convention. So I tell you what, my wife's already like wanting to go back next year. We haven't even gone to this one yet, so don't even know like what it's all about, and she's already ready to go. She's loving the convention circuit stuff, so I like that. I would love to go to more, and yeah, we'll try to make that happen. So especially if we're not going out of the country to places like Japan for Star Wars Celebration, which we'll talk about as well. But first and foremost, the usual not long ago in this galaxy, my regular segment that I do on on Instagram. I usually go live and talk about something in Star Wars history each and every day, or I post about it, something like that. So yeah, let's do that. This one actually goes back to the gaming world. If you're a fan of especially mobile platforms, devices such as that. Um, if you're a fan of those types of games, like on your cell phone, your Android, your iPhone, whatever you use, um, and you like to play mobile games, I need to get back into that. I had Hunters uh, for a little bit. I started playing it, but I kind of got out of playing it. Same thing with Galaxy of Heroes. Haven't played that in a while, so got to go back and do that. But back in 2014, a really cool game came out, and that was Star Wars Commander, if you remember that one. And that was a lot of fun. I remember playing that one a lot. It was a good game. It was a strategy game that it was available for pretty much all platforms when it was released on August the 21st, 2014. So Android, iOS, Windows devices was available for all of those. And it was a good game. Players use their mobile devices. I love that. touchscreen kind of um, development on their phones. Really cool way to just navigate through the game and make it really easy. Um, and kind of receiving orders from the characters, using the holograms, things like that. Kind of in game play storyline, which was a lot of fun. Building up their bases, acquiring credits, alloy, metals, materials, stuff like that, and deploying various buildings and troopers and legions and vehicles and all sorts of stuff, defending their bases while also having missions to attack other bases, which was a lot of fun. Kind of like those. I don't know what other games that are very similar to that that you can kind of compare it to, but you know the games I'm talking about. So, but it was a fun game, Star Wars Commander, um, produced by Disney Interactive, featured many different characters um, and locations and technology from the Star Wars saga. Um, and again, the game was released on August 21st, 2014. Um, a very limited early release for select international markets, and then the game was officially shut down on June the 12th, 2020. So it had a good run there. So of 6 years for a game, so pretty good run. I was sad to actually see it shut down, and I know that you can emulate these games online if you can find the right spots. So, but they are out there. They are out there. Yeah. So that game, Star Wars Commander, officially was released today in 2014. Great game. Curious, what are your favorite games to play on mobile platforms? I know, honestly, right now, I think Hunters is good. Not my speed as far as the game. It's just a little bit not story. I like story-driven games, and I don't feel too much of a story with those games. It's just all about kind of acquiring different characters and kind of that battle mode constantly. It kind of gets a little bit boring for me. But Galaxy of Heroes, I like that one a lot because it does have like a progression of missions, and you can go back and play the other levels, and um, kind of got a little bit more of, I don't know, direction of like, I love the way that game's laid out better, Galaxy of Heroes. So I hope that stays around for a little bit longer. And yeah, really not much else I don't think is still available, mobile platform wise, that are available. So yeah, really sure. But if there is any others that you prefer, yeah, throw those in the chat. Let me know if I'm missing out on something. If I'm not, if I forget that some process system isn't responding. Wait, good lord. Wait. Okay, man. All right, things were lagging. Finally got caught up to me, and I keep getting all these pop-up windows basically telling me all sorts of things are going wrong. Um, just a bad technology sucks. I hate technology sometimes. I don't know why this keeps happening. I don't want to hit close on these pop-ups because I don't want to close out the stream. Hopefully, it'll fix itself. I have no idea what's going on. Oh my goodness, this is so annoying. Anyway, so not long ago in this galaxy, that was the Star Wars Commander. I'm just gonna ignore these pop-ups and just talk through it. It's right across my face, but you do what you do. I'm gonna probably make this stream a lot quicker tonight, and nobody's gonna want to suffer through this. So that's why we have this. Um, Anyway, Star Wars also had a little article that came out. If anybody's going to Star Wars Celebration, Japan, it'll be my first visit to Japan, so I'm really looking forward to it. But there was some really cool a really cool article called "Find the Origins of the Force in Japan," and just some sites to go to that. There hasn't been any filming ever of Star Wars in Japan, but there's a lot of Star Wars history connected to Japanese culture, Japanese film, and you can go visit some of those places. So a couple of the ones that were mentioned on the article um, was some of the Akira Kurosawa filming locations, which we know George Lucas has said many a times how Akira Kurosawa films were an inspiration to Star Wars. You see it in the costumes, you see it in the characters, you see it in the locations, and it still continues to be a definite inspiration for even Star Wars that we see today. We see it in the Clone Wars animated series. We see it in. I was wondering why my volume wasn't going down. That's because I didn't have my. I am not here tonight. Um, we see it in the Clone Wars animated series. We've seen it in even some of um, the Star Wars Disney Plus series. Lots of inspirations from Akira Kurosawa films, and there are so many filming locations that you can go see, um, specifically from the two films that probably drew so much inspiration for Star Wars, which was The Hidden Fortress and Seven Samurai. And I would love to go see at least one of these locations at some point on my trip. So trying to make that a goal to do that. Um, there was another cool spot that was recommended to go to, and it really doesn't really have too much ties, but it just looks like a really cool Star Wars esque planet location. And it's in Yakushima, and you can go hiking there, and it just looks really cool. It looks almost kind of like a mixture of Dagobah and Endor, um, and just like all these mossy tree trunks and just tight, winding, trunks and trees and leaves and greenery, and just looks really cool. So that might be something that we try to do while we're there. And then just culture in itself, very much big inspiration for Star Wars, especially with the Jedi and the Force. So the samurai being a big inspiration for the Jedi, and Bushido, which is the code of conduct of the samurai, a very big influence on the Jedi culture or the Jedi code. So um, there's a Bushido samurai experience at Shiryoshi Castle in the Miyagi Prefecture, which, for all you Karate Kid Cobra Kai fans, Miyagi, that's also a really cool nod there to go visit a place like that. You actually can dress in full samurai armor, which that would be something that's really cool. I plan on doing like a Jedi Mandalorian samurai kind of thing, or a Mandalorian samurai. I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet, but I'm gonna have to start that. But I probably won't start it until after House of Khan in October. I don't want to pack a lot. That's the thing. Going to Japan, I want to kind of pack light. So figuring out what to do, what to bring, is going to be. I do want to dress up maybe one day. So something like that will probably be it, where it's something of Japanese culture. So I do want to get possibly a custom made like kimono, and I don't know where to get that. So if anybody knows anything about that, please let me know. You can also take a visit to Hayashizaki uh, Iai Shrine in the Yamagata Prefecture, um, and there you can actually have a lesson in Iado, which is the art of drawing sword. So that's pretty cool. I'm not very good with swordsmanship, so I've always wanted to learn some of that. I've always wanted to learn how to, you know, do some lightsaber combat, but I've not been able to do it on my own. And because maybe this will inspire me a bit, but places that like have that scribed to their name as, this is the birthplace of the ninja. So, and especially with the Clone Wars, if you remember the Clone Wars, there was a group that was really ninja-like. and that was the Chrismo Sodi and the Cage Warriors. Um, Chrismo Sodi was a character, and the Cage Warriors who he was part of or led. They were first introduced in season 4 of the Clone Wars in the episode Bounty, and the Cage Warriors really bear a striking resemblance to ninjas, especially in their unarmed combat, electro swords, and stealth. Also, the Night Sisters. When you kind of think about the Night Sisters with how they move, their stealthness, and the way they dress, kind of remind you of ninjas as well. So, um, Iga City would be on your list if you want to have a good stop with that. Iga City is considered one of the birthplaces for ninja, and it's home to the Ninja Museum of Igaru. And you can learn about the ninjas, view exhibits with equipment on display, even see performers demonstrating techniques and tools that ninjas used. So, pretty cool stuff to see in Japan. I'm going to have to possibly get to some of these areas, locations, and maybe some others that are not listed, but doing some research on some things, and hopefully, we'll get to see a lot of inspiration for Star Wars in Japan. I've always been a fan of Japanese culture in general, even outside of Star Wars. So, really looking forward to that. If you've been to Japan, you know anywhere that would be a cool place to go, that's near Tokyo or not too far, uh, travel time from Tokyo, let me know, because I would love. I know Japan's not too big. It's not too hard to get from one place to another. So looking for those ideas of some things that I can do while I'm there. So please let me know if you have any of those ideas for that. Um, let's see what else we're going to talk about tonight, because I don't have my normal anything up, so I can't really see anything. I can go back to my original notes here. Let's see here. Let's see. Yeah, so DragonCon, Mosh Eisley, um, just about a week away. DragonCon starts next Thursday, which I'll be going Thursday and Friday. We only did 2 days. Uh, couldn't really take off too much of work. Um, but with my 2 days off, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, coming home Saturday afternoon. But Atlanta, so can't wait for that. And then yeah, there's a couple things Star Cruiser related at DragonCon. There's a panel on Friday. Out today, and I will definitely be going to that panel. So hopefully there'll be a lot of Star Cruiser people there. And if not, hopefully there'll be a lot of good support there and some open minds to what was done, and not just people bashing it even though they didn't go. Because then I might have to crack some heads. Just kidding. Anyway, um, I also got a chance yesterday to do a lot of Star Wars stuff. I went to Galaxy's Edge. Not really a lot of Star Wars stuff, but I went to Galaxy's Edge yesterday. I haven't been to Galaxy's Edge in a really long time. Acquired some things for some credits. I got this little Jawa here. I love going to the Toydare and Toy Makers. I love Toydare and Toy Makers. I got a couple of these little guys. I got the Ewok and now the Jawa. Do I have any of the other ones? I think that might be the only two little stuffed creatures I have. Stitched creatures. But I got a lot of their toys at Toydare and Toy Makers. Love their stuff there. And Creature Stall, all that good stuff. So much fun to get some of that. But I did acquire some more. Well, I acquired the new Jedi Holocron, the green one. So, because the old first generation Holocron was blue, which is up there. You can see him on top of R2D2 up there. But this is the new green one at Galaxy's Edge, and yeah, so really cool as it turns on, glowy glowy. Whew, it's loud, but really fun. Jedi Holocron, and got some crystals. I actually picked up one, two, three, four. Is that it? Is it just four? Yeah, four crystals. Um, the green one, the green kyber, which is actually in the holocron right now because I was listening to it, is Luminara Undulis crystal. So that's one of the crystals that I got. The yellow one I got. Which character is this? Indira Stokes. Indira Stokes is from the High Republic, and I haven't put this crystal in yet. I don't know much about Indira Stokes, other than she is a High Republic character that has a yellow lightsaber, apparently. The white one is actually a character from Galaxy's Edge that was created basically for the new crystals, and that is Kryn. Oh shoot, is it Gadbard? I think Kryn Gadbard. It's hard to read these crystals and the lighting that I have, but I think it was a Wookiee Jedi, possibly. But yeah, they created that one basically for the Galaxy's Edge. And then this one was kind of interesting, and I can't wait to kind of put this in to see what happens. But this is a purple crystal, and it actually has General Grievous name on it, which is quite interesting. That a kyber crystal is attributed to General Grievous and will work in the holocrons. So with, I guess, Grievous's voice. I don't have the Sith holocron yet, so I don't know what will happen with either or. But I'm kind of curious as to know what happens with this crystal, because Grievous was not. He was trained in the Jedi art by Count Dooku to wield the lightsabers, but he has no Force potential. So I don't understand why a crystal is associated with Grievous. It should be associated with whoever he took the crystal from, correct? In my opinion. But that one's kind of weird. When everybody kind of is unsure of that one, and especially since we never actually saw Grievous with a purple saber, to our knowledge, to my knowledge, and to anybody else's knowledge that I looked for, Grievous never had a purple saber. We've seen him with blue, green. I don't know. Has he had any other ones? I can't remember. I just know blue and green were big ones for him for colors. You mostly saw him with those two colors. But yeah, so acquired those crystals today. So that takes me up to one, two, three, four, five, six, seven crystals, and now a holocron. So it was a fun time at Galaxy's Edge. But so I am going to actually cut this short tonight because, again, I'm kind of annoyed at this computer situation. But that is about it. There's not much news other than the Acolyte season 2 also kind of coming out that they are not going to renew. People are getting a little bit upset about that, but here's the thing. That does not mean that they're not going to continue on the stories. Just because the Acolyte series is ending doesn't mean that we still can't get something that focuses in a different way. Maybe they just reinvent that story a little bit in a different series. Maybe just because they're taking it as the fans didn't like the showrunners. Maybe they'll get somebody to take it over in a different way, a different focus, a different look, a different feel. but then also carry on some of the characters that we got in there. Maybe tell the story of the stranger and Darth Plagueis, which who we kind of were teased at the end, which I would love to see a series based on him. Um, yeah, so that would be fun, but it was a little bit disappointing. I love the I really I didn't love the Acolyte. I liked the Acolyte. It was a good series for me. Um, it wasn't the worst, I think. Um, it wasn't the best, but it was there. It was good. It was Star Wars. How could it not be good? It's always great to have some more Star Wars stuff, and it told different storytelling for the Jedi. It gave us a different perspective on the Jedi, which I really enjoyed. So I was good with it. I don't know. Sometimes I think the toxic fans get the better of Disney, which but then again, I don't think the ratings were good. I don't know. I don't think a lot of people the viewing of it. I don't think a lot of people viewed it. I think they were really trying to get people to get pumped up on it, which again, sometimes Disney does this, and it kind of really confuses me. Go to Star Wars Celebration London, and they pump up Star Cruiser, and they tell all these things that are to come, and then a couple months later, and it's announced that it shut down. Same thing with the Acolyte, San Diego Comic Con having a lot of Acolyte presence and High Republic presence in book forms, and everything there that you got to see and experience very much connected to the Acolyte, and then just a week later, and we get announced that it is not going to renew another season. So, yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I just don't think that people know what they're doing in the creative department. I don't know. It's um, very frustrating. Very frustrating to say. Um, Confusion, lots of confusion, it seems, and lots of indecisiveness, it seems as well. But such is life. I'm sure there'll be something. I mean, we got Skeleton Crew coming up. Hopefully, hopefully we get embracing it. I have a feeling that I know I'm going to like it, but I have a feeling a lot of people are not going to like it as usual, because that's just the way it is. People are not happy. The critics, and get some good critics out there that love Star Wars and want more Star Wars, because get all these too many toxic fans and everybody hating on everything. Disney's is just gonna say, okay, fine, we'll stop making Star Wars, and I don't think anybody wants that. Um, so hopefully we can turn this thing around. So yeah, that's it for me tonight. I'm gonna go ahead and say goodnight. Please subscribe. Please like this broadcast, even though it was so crappy tonight. Like it, subscribe, hit those notifications. Space Oats Star Wars podcast live every Wednesday. I don't know if I'm going to go live next Wednesday. I will have everything with me when I'm in Atlanta. I just don't know if I'll be able to do this when I'm in Atlanta, but I will be posting a lot while I'm there. So look out for that. The road to DragonCon. That's what's going on right now. And Mosh Eisley. But until tomorrow, don't forget Instagram live not long ago in this galaxy. I will be doing that unless something crazy happens. But be shooting for that for tomorrow. In the meantime, don't forget, do something Star Wars, play some Star Wars, watch some Star Wars, listen to some Star Wars, read some Star Wars, do something Star Wars. Most importantly, remember, may the stars light your way. Have a great evening, and I will see you next time.